Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. We've got a new unboxing. This one's the 112 A Collective Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Superman figure. Now, with Justice League out in theaters, it was about time to bite the bullet and get this release from 112 Collective. Immediately looking at the box, it's very different than the other boxes. We've got the reflective covering that's clear that we haven't seen elsewhere. It's got the logo for Batman vs. Superman on it. And then the back uses that to do an overlay of Superman on the box as well. It's actually a pretty cool and striking box. I think that's a very interesting thing. It's always fascinating to see how 112 displays their various figures and what type of boxes they release them in. This one has the opening flap like we would expect. A little bit different. There's usually a piece over here. The box itself has the Batman vs. Superman logo on it, and the inside flap is the Superman symbol. The figure itself, immediately, we've got 3 heads on there. I think it's one of the more amount of heads that we see with the figure. There's not too many that come with 3. We've got the Gotham City sewer, piece, which I think is actually kind of cool, considering he's from Metropolis. A whole lot of stuff goes down to Gotham City. And we got a bunch of sets of hands. So let's open this up and see how the figure actually holds up and captures its subjects. Alright, so we're going to go check underneath first and foremost to see what we have at the bottom. Sometimes we get some interesting items. There's nothing particularly that stands out. It's the usual kind of stands and bags to carry stuff in there, so that end of things is pretty normal. Let's take the figure out and see how he stacks up with the rest of the 112 releases. Alright, first we're going to do the stand test. I always like to do the stand test. Oh. Well, clearly didn't stand straight out of the box. But he's standing pretty easily by himself, without me helping at all, which is pretty good. I don't think there's been really any 112 Collective figure that's had trouble standing. So pretty standard when it comes to that. Let's look at the figure itself. Let's start with the joints and see how well the movement is. We can see the foot has the normal joint movement, side to side, up and down, about what we can expect. There's no movement at the top of the boot. I mean, it's actually it's a little bit of movement. Yep, there's a little bit of movement. Not tons, but a little. Knees are kind of the normal joint that you'd expect. Hip is exactly what you'd expect. Waist, pretty solid in that department, or at least consistent. Arms, I think, are going to be exactly what we'd expect. We got the shoulders, elbow, and then the hands. We've got wrist, and the wrist does move up and down, so we have that joints as well. So this is pretty standard as far as the head, swivel, side to side, up and down. Yeah. Alright, let's go with the costume. Now, obviously, the movie's Superman is a little bit different. The coloring, obviously, is darker than we'd expect from the comics. This is exactly what we see. We got the darker suit, darker red. The cape seems to be a little bit brighter than I would have expected, but that's probably about it. I would think the cape would have matched the boots red, but I could be wrong. I don't think I paid that much attention to the movies. The boots, I mean, it's solid. I know people didn't like the costume, but this rendition of the costume is good. The boots have this, texture to it that, picks up. The suit has that kind of weird texture to it. I don't know what to describe it as, how to describe it. It kind of looks like chainmail a little bit, but isn't. Then, of course, you got the stripes up the side and stripes on the arm. A little bit lighter blue, more like an aqua blue. And the S on this is a little bit different than normal. I don't know how well it's going to come off on the camera. Maybe you can see it. But there's a lot of detail on that S, just like there is on the suit. It's all on the S with that kind of chainmail look, and the S is actually way more complicated than the normal S. It's like an S within an S, like two swirls, which is kind of cool. I think it's a little bit different. The cape goes in on the shoulders, and there's like slight aqua trim around the neckline. The cape, no Superman symbol on the back, and then we got the design going all the way in the back as well for the kind of the aqua trimming. So overall, like, it looks good. I know people are either going to love or hate the costume, so it is what it is. The thing that actually kind of drew me and finally got me to suck it up and go get this is I wanted to see how well the face looks like Henry Cavill. And I have to say, I'm kind of impressed with this. This is a solid rendition of it. You know, I've never seen him in person, so it's not like I can really compare. But it looks good. I mean, we kind of got this generic-looking face. And then we have some extras. Him looking a little bit angrier. I mean, this was Angry Superman, so, you know, we can go and have him looking a little pissed when Batman confronts him. And then, of course, you know, what is Superman without that look right there? Without his heat vision. Getting all ready to blast off. It doesn't look like there's anything that like shoot out of his eyes, like there was that Doomsday Superman, the heat vision blast that comes out. There's nothing of that sorts here. So, but you're just, you know, still you can go pretend there is, maybe do some little Photoshop and have some bolts shooting out of his face. As you saw on the opening, there is 3 sets of hands. And the hands look decent. They are actually kind of a pain to get out of the box, because I want to get the hands out, at least a hand out, because we've got this sewer grate to show off. I guess you can hold it there, yeah. So easily attach the hand, and it's holding the grate. No problem whatsoever. The grate looks interesting because it looks like you can, like, break it apart. So you're going to have Superman tearing this apart as he's about to beat down Batman or other characters. There's also a nice detail on the Gotham sewer grate, the manhole, with the 1635 date on there. So I'm guessing that's when Gotham was established or something of that nature. So small little detail, but I like these figures because they're details. So overall, like, not bad. The one thing that might stand out is the skin's really pale in person. This is not a Superman that has a tan at all, and I don't remember him being this pale in the films. I could be wrong, but like, it's a good depiction. It just feels like he might need to go and get a tan. That's about it. Overall, like, this is not a bad figure. This is one you could probably get a little bit cheaper out there. I don't think it sold super well. So, like, you know, this movie's been out for years at this point, and I went and just picked it up, no problem at all. Didn't spend anything extra on it. Just went straight from the Mezco site. So there's a lot of options out there to go and get this one. So we're going to include them all at or at least a lot of them that we can find, at the bottom of this video, so you can get some options and best pricing. Overall, like, I mean, if you're a Superman fan and you really enjoyed Man of Steel, if you enjoyed Batman versus Superman, if you enjoyed Justice League, like, this isn't a bad figure to have. Like, you know, you'll be able to go and, you know, when the rest of the Justice League comes out, I would think next year, you'll be able to have some fun and get your own Justice League going. So, overall, not a bad figure. Not a ton of extras. The sewer cover, the manhole is kind of entertaining little piece to it. Good detail, like, good painting on it. And, yeah, like, actually pretty solid detail. But other than that, like, you're not getting anything like heat vision, you're not getting, you know, chains that he can break off, anything like that. But, you know, there is another Superman figure. If you're able to pick that up, you can go have some fun with that. So overall, not bad. Like, this is just not a bad figure. Not their best. I'd probably kind of put it in the middle, maybe towards the bottom quarter. It's definitely not their worst. We've seen worse. So, but overall, not a bad figure. Pretty basic intro to Mezco's 112 Collective. As I said, we're going to have links to this underneath this video. Some of them will be affiliate links, so, you know, just be aware of that. We like to be nice and transparent when it comes to that, so you know what we get money from you purchasing. And other than that, if you're into Superman, if you're into Mezco, if you're into 112 Collective, if you're into DC Comics, comics in general, you check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, as always, thanks for watching. Keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.